Hi, everyone. My name is Patrick Beymer, and I'm a doctoral student in the Educational Psychology and Educational Technology program at Michigan State University. And I'm here today with Dr. Alison Koenka. Dr. Koenka is a postdoctoral researcher in the Department of Educational Studies at The Ohio State University, working under Dr. Eric Anderman. So I want to thank you first for joining me today, Alison.
Yeah, well, thank you for inviting me. So I get the sense that with faculty positions, the time frame is pretty predictable in the sense that most job postings will come out between, let's say, August and November. But with postdocs, that's not necessarily the case. So that made the process a little bit different in applying for postdocs. My current postdoc position was actually posted in October, I believe, of the year that I was graduating. So that did kind of fit within that time frame, but I get the sense that that isn't typical. So the fact that the time frame is a little bit different, I think, makes it a unique process compared to faculty positions. You see a posting that is advertising for a postdoc, you review the posting, you prepare your application materials, and you submit it. But then another process, which is a little bit different, is when you as the prospective postdoc actually directly reach out to people because you're the one to kind of initiate that contact. It's particularly helpful if you approach a faculty member with whom you are interested in working with the possibility of perhaps securing your own funding, like for example, through an NRSA or perhaps an NSF fellowship.
So what did you look for in those postdoc positions, I guess the ones that were online, when reading those initial postings? And how did you sort of balance that when you were looking for other positions, maybe faculty positions or even other postdoc positions?
First of all, before even looking at either postdoc job postings or other, for example, faculty postings, I think that it's really important for the individual to have a very clear sense of what his or her goals are in terms of what they want. In the case of a postdoc, what specifically they want to get out of a postdoc. So if they want it to be more research intensive, what specific research experiences are they interested in making sure that they further develop in the context of that postdoc. And then once you have those goals pretty clearly laid out, I would recommend comparing very closely the description of the postdoc and seeing how well those goals align with what's kind of conveyed in the posting. The length of the postdoc is usually specified. It's really valuable to at least have the possibility, if things are going well, of staying a second year. Because if you have a one-year postdoc, that can be great. But it's important to realize right off the bat that essentially 2 months after your postdoc begins, you're going to be applying for other positions. So that's not necessarily a ton of time to kind of get stuff done and to familiarize yourself with the new environment. Who would be your primary mentor? That's usually specified in some way within the posting. And I think that if you don't know who that person is, I don't think that means that you shouldn't pursue the possibility of working with them. But I do think it's important to kind of take a look at their faculty profile online and read about their research interests, again, for compatibility, because just like I'm sure you and everybody else feels with grad school, fit is so important. And that's very much the case with postdocs as well, that compatibility with research interests and with long-term goals and everything is really important. So to make sure to take a close look at that as well.
As you were preparing your materials, do you have some tips for everyone who may be applying while they're preparing their materials as well?
Prepare them in a way that really sells yourself and really shows how you would make valuable and unique contributions to that community of researchers.
So now that you're in your postdoc position, how are you able to incorporate some of your interests while still focusing on the large-scale interests of the lab that you're a part of now?
One person who's critical to that is obviously the mentor. So it really helps that you have a mentor that really wants you to, in addition to the research projects that are going on and that you're a part of, they want you to make sure that you're pursuing your individual interests as well. To be your own advocate as well in finding opportunities within the research that's being conducted in your particular lab or research environment, is taking some time first when you get there to learn about the research that's going on in your particular community, your new community that you're now a part of. And once you have a sense of what opportunities are available, what's currently going on, thinking about the ways that your research interests can be included in some of those projects.
And, so what do you like most about your postdoc position now? And what are some of your biggest challenges or struggles that are associated with it?
That the faculty with whom I work, I feel like they're real advocates for me, and they really want to see me succeed, and they really want to help set me up for that success. And I think that that's really, really important. I have opportunities to work not only with my primary mentor, but with other faculty members as well. So, collaborate on interdisciplinary projects and to seek out opportunities with your mentor, of course, and then with other people as well. If that's possible within other postdocs, I think that's really valuable. I am burdened with the luxury of kind of being surrounded by so many really kind of great opportunities. It's extremely important to stay really focused and make sure that you're getting projects done. And so you'll very likely have an opportunity to become involved in a whole bunch of different projects. It's just really important that you make sure that you're sort of balancing those different priorities.
So do you have any last advice for those who might be looking for postdoc opportunities now or in the future?
It's really, really, really important to hit the ground running, because if you think that 5 or however many years of grad school goes by quickly, the postdoc experience goes by even more quickly. I think it can be really valuable to find a way to somehow come into an environment where there's data that are there and ready for you to kind of work with. Again, just in the spirit of hitting the ground running and really being able to get started on certain things as quickly as possible. I would recommend taking advantage of the learning opportunities that are there, because this is probably one of your last experiences where you are by definition still in training, and probably if time permits, your mentor is going to encourage you to take advantage of the opportunities that are there. So in addition to attending workshops and attending talks and that kind of thing, if it's possible to sit in on a class, for example, especially on a statistical technique that you really want to kind of further develop your skills in or whatever, I think taking advantage of those opportunities as a postdoc, not only will it help you when you get into a faculty position and you might be able to pursue research questions that otherwise might have been difficult to pursue, but also I think that it might make you more competitive to, again, just have those skills going into the next application process.
Well, Alison, I want to thank you for joining me today.
My pleasure. Thank you again.